And over at Tracy and Sharon's residence, there's something bubbling in the jacuzzi.
Go! Mum. Heavens, hasn't it grown?
Comedy to bring the house down this autumn on BBC One.
Well, BBC Two is off on its travels in a moment, visiting Italy and County Cork, as well as providing the latest holiday news. Here on BBC One, Nick Ross with another look at how people's lives have been affected by crime.
In Crime Limited tonight, who've been caught up in it.
Plus 100-metre world record holder Carl Lewis. Sally Gunnell has 400 metres of hurdles to repeat her Olympic triumph. And Colin Jackson is going for gold in the 110-metre hurdles. A feast of track and field. The World Athletics Championships. Coverage begins tomorrow morning in Grandstand on BBC One.
Imprisoned for a murder she didn't commit.
I thought we had this perfect life. I had everything I had ever dreamed of having.
Robert Wagner and Donna Mills in a case of false arrest. Tonight at 9:30 on BBC One.
A special edition of Folk Club to launch the new season will be recorded in the BBC Club Lynn and Hall Street, Belfast on Bank Holiday Monday. That's the 30th of August at 7:30. Column Sands will introduce singers Phil Campbell, Patricia Flynn and David Ballantyne, and musicians Frankie Lane, Brian Finnegan, Martin McAllister and Martin Quinn. A small number of free tickets is now available by sending a stamped addressed envelope to the ticket unit, BBC Ormeau Avenue, Belfast, BT2 8HQ. That's Folk Club here at the BBC on Bank Holiday Monday, the 30th of August at 7:30. Back to this Friday evening here on BBC1 Northern Ireland, and Dad's Army are on parade providing the laughs in half an hour. After our final visit of this week to Ramsay Street for Neighbours.
Into what used to be known as the Soviet Union, traditional musicians Poki Fulov journeyed from Moscow to the Asian Republic of Uzbekistan. Reflecting on the region's vastness and the diversity of its cultures, the group experienced the traditions in this rapidly changing continent. The Soviet session, Monday at 10:10 on BBC1 Northern Ireland.
Now inside Ulster News with Martin Donnan and Mary McKernan.
Good evening. 3 police officers and a retired colleague have appeared in court on charges arising out of the trial of 4 former UDR soldiers 7 years ago. They're accused of attempting to pervert the course of justice. 2 of them are also charged with perjury. All 4 deny the charges. They were remanded on their own bail and are due to appear in court again in September. A priest at the funeral of Seamus Hopkins, who was beaten to death in a sectarian attack, has described his killers as sick and mindless. Mr. Hopkins, who was 24, had suffered brain damage after an earlier sectarian beating 6 years ago. Father Aidan Branken told mourners it was hard to imagine a softer or easier target. Police in Strabane are searching for a man who tried to abduct a 7-year-old girl in the town yesterday evening. She was playing near her home in the Melmont area when she was grabbed by a man who offered her sweets. She was forced into a car but managed to escape. The girl was uninjured but badly shocked. The police are looking for a man, aged around 30, with short dark hair and a moustache. He was in a white estate car with a dark stripe. One man has been injured in a road accident on the main Cumber to Ballygowan road in County Down. Two lorries were travelling in opposite directions when they collided. One of the lorry drivers was thrown through the window of his cab, but wasn't seriously injured. The other man suffered a head wound and leg injuries. He had to be cut from the wreckage of his lorry by the fire brigade and was taken to hospital. A row has developed inside the Northern Ireland Fish Producers Organisation. The group, which represents more than 250 fishing boat owners in the province, has suspended its chief executive, Dick James. He was involved in the swapping of fishing quotas owned by the Northern Irish fishing industry with other fleets across the United Kingdom. It's understood he's been suspended pending an internal inquiry. That's the news so far this evening. A look at the weather forecast, staying mainly dry and bright with a few brief sunny intervals. Lowest temperatures tonight, 10 degrees Celsius. That's it. A very good evening to you.
On Inside Politics tomorrow, the Alliance Party leader, Dr. John Alderdice, will be discussing the possible future of the inter-party talks process. Inside Politics tomorrow on Radio Ulster at 1:15.
All sprayed up and ready to go. Tom and Diana return, chronologically challenged.
Leading photojournalist ends life shacked up with dog-eared old golf bag.
Bill and Ben and their 2.4, numerically challenged.
We had lino around the edge of the room where the carpet didn't quite reach. When people came round, we had to brush over the bare bits like Bobby Charlton.
And the ultimate challenge.
Biscuit. Oh, thank you. Oh, no doily.
All to come in the new season on BBC One.
Out there in the sea, on the land and in the sky, there's plenty of food for everyone. So why not invite someone to dinner? An invitation to dinner with the Hunters in the Wild, Monday at 7 o'clock on BBC One.
David Bellamy blooms on BBC1 in half an hour as he explores some of the more exotic uses of herbs. First, a bank raid with a difference leads to more classic chaos with Dad's Army.